All right, man. This is Cam, a.k.a. the Honky Tonk Hair Machine. Who am I with?
Cuttin Cowboy.
All right, brother. Thanks for taking the time to come hang out.
Absolutely, bro. Thanks for having me.
And you just worked a full day. What shift did you work today?
So I've got a split shift today. I work at two shops, mainly. One, probably about 30 minutes from my house, one about 15. The one that's closer to my house, me and my wife share. She does hair also, so it's pretty nice to be able to share that space with her sometimes.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, it's a split schedule. I work probably 35, 40 hours at my main spot, and then I'm probably here 20, 25 hours the rest of the time.
Yeah,
So
dude. You're
get a
so
lot
you're
of
doing
time
what
in.
I
Today
do.
was split, so today was a half day at each.
Yeah, man. You do exactly what I do. I'm at my own studio in the morning and at my homie's shop in the evening. So
Hey,
yeah, grind culture. I love it. That's why we connect.
absolutely. Exactly.
So let's get into it, brother. When did you start cutting hair and what are the names of the shops and where are they located?
So I'm at Public Square Barbers in Gallatin, Tennessee. It's about 30 minutes north of true downtown Nashville, right down Gallatin Pike. Gallatin Pike will run you from Gallatin, where I'm at, all the way to downtown Nashville. And then my other shop is in White House, which is also 30 minutes north, just in a little bit different of a direction of Nashville, also. And that one's called Mia Bella Studios. It's just a chair rent situation.
And do you know how old those shops are?
I believe the studios have been around 5, 6, 7 years, somewhere in there. And then the shop that I work at in Gallatin has been around for, I want to say, I think we had our fifth anniversary this July. So
All right, congratulations. That's
yeah,
awesome.
man, it's been great.
So, who or what inspired you to get into barbering?
So it all started when I was growing up. I was homeschooled and I have a lot of siblings. I have three brothers, and so at the time, we did okay as a family, but it was just a lot of money to like take all four kids to the barbershop for four kids cuts. So, and I can't imagine doing it nowadays with the way things are. But yeah, so my dad, I kind of was always bugging my dad, like, hey, I love you, Dad, but like I don't want you to cut my hair anymore. I'm tired of getting buzz cuts. We all got the same buzz cut. It was a two all over. So I was like, how can I get out of this? And he hit me with one day. He was like, you know what, man? If you want to go to a barbershop and get whatever you want, you got to learn how to cut all your siblings' hair. And I was like, all right, say less. So I just kind of started on YouTube, figuring it out. I was watching, 360 Jeezy and like all the classic stuff or whatever, but a lot of slick hair. Some of the guys over in the UK, and there's another one too. I think it's called. You could correct me. Is it Shorum that's over in
Hmm.
Germany? Oh,
Yeah,
it's
the Shoheim guys.
bro,
Yeah.
incredible. To this day, I still watch them because I think what they do is just absolutely incredible. But so I watched a lot of that and gave my brothers a lot of really bad haircuts, and then eventually started to figure it out. And then their friends started wanting haircuts, and then my friends kind of caught on to it. And it was kind of a casual thing for a while, man. I never really took it that seriously because I was just doing other stuff. And then after I dropped out of college, I went to a community college for like 2 years, and I dropped out of that and was just kind of not sure what I wanted to do. And I met my fiance, which is now my wife, or my fiance at the time, and she had been doing hair, and she was like, why don't you just get your license, since like that's something that you enjoy doing. And I was like, why not? So I went and did the thing. When I was really fortunate to go to a school that was small, and I didn't pay very much money to get my license, so I did that. And then I've just kind of been rocking ever since. It's been since about 2020 or 2021, so right around COVID.
Okay. Wow. Let's go off script a hot minute 'cause that's actually a really interesting point. How did like the COVID lockdowns, COVID waves, how did that impact your education?
Yeah, man, it was really interesting. So before, basically how it happened is before I got enrolled in the school that I finished at, I was enrolled at another school in Nashville that had a barber program. It was mainly a Cosmo school, but it had a barber program, and I was enrolled there. And I don't know what the pricing's like for you guys, but I mean, up here, standard for a Cosmo school is probably going to run you anywhere from like $20,000 to $40,000 for your full license.
Mm-hmm.
So it was heavy, and my dad was like, "You better be sure this is what you want to do." And I was like, "We're gonna get it done." So that
Hmm.
happened, and then along the lines of me getting close to starting that, I met the owner of Public Square Barbers in Gallatin, and he kind of took me under his wing, and he was like, "Where are you going to school?" And I told him, and he was like, "You don't want to go there, you want to go here." And I was like, "Okay." So I told my dad, and we got some stuff figured out and got our money back from the other place and ended up enrolling me in, it was called Global Beauty Institute at the time, and I'm super grateful for them. They're no longer open because of some technical stuff, but
Hmm.
I was able to get my license for $2,000 and pay it off in my
Wow,
first paycheck. So it
that's
was,
fantastic.
yeah, it was sick.
That's, we have some parallels there. Now I went to school in '05 to '06, and it was about, back then it was about $20,000.
Yeah.
And I went to the Graham Webb Hair Academy, which
Okay.
is, a hair school based out of the
Yeah.
UK. But they're unfortunately not around anymore, and I think the owner has since passed away. But yeah, I think you have a little bit of that technical training from like a stylist point,
Yeah.
and then when you put that into the barbering world, it can really, you have to blend those two worlds, but it can be really helpful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So so now that you've been in the game for a hot minute,
Yeah.
what are some of your favorite tools? Your clipper sets, your scissors? What do you like?
So I get a lot of my clipper recommendations from a local barber down here. He's at a shop called Artifact Collective in Hendersonville, Tennessee, which is a little bit closer to Nashville than I am. His name is Daniel Winter. He's a stud. He used to cut out in LA at a shop called Gray Matter. He worked with guys like Vince the Barber, Julius Caesar, some of those guys. But I get a lot of my clipper recs from him because me and him are really good friends. So when I first started, I ran just the classic Babyliss FX. And as I've kind of progressed, I've become really heavy into like being a wall guy. I'm running currently wall gold magic clips, and then the vapors that just came out. I really like those.
Okay.
And then as far as like debulking, I'll usually run just the regular Ghost JRLs because those just remove hair like insane. It's just like butter, dude. I love those. And then liners, I'm pretty picky when it comes to liners because I expect a lot out of it. I want something that hits really hard, but I also want something that can debulk and not pull the hair. So the best thing for me has been just the FX Babyliss, not the ones that have the charger that pops into it, just the old school one.
Okay.
Um, and then I recently got a pair of Andes GTX EXOs,
Okay.
uh, and I really like those a lot. And
Yeah.
then other than that, man, I lean really heavy on. I do some shaving. I don't do a ton of shaving, but a lot of my guys are more towards my age, and if they're not the type to care too much about the shaving. So I usually just run foils, and I think that Stylecraft has hands down the best foil shavers in the game. Um, Love those.
I'm gonna have to check those out, man. I'm also very picky with my outliners. I also expect a lot. That's
Yeah,
like a go-to tool for me.
yeah.
Um, yeah, shavers too. I have the Andes 5 star at one shop, or I'm sorry, just the Andes foil at one shop, and then I've had the 5 stars, and they're decent.
Hmm.
I most recently got the Babyliss UV shavers.
Okay. Is it the one with the handle on it?
No, you pop the lid on it, and it actually has like a UV light in it that
Oh,
sanitizes the
cool.
inside.
Super
Yeah,
cool.
dude, I love them. I think they're
Okay.
great. I can send you a picture of those.
Yeah, I
But
saw one recently, not to cut you off, but I saw
no,
one
no, good.
recently that was one of my coworkers had one. It was I want to say it was an Andis or a Stylecraft, but it had a double foil on the top. And
Hmm.
then in the middle, it had a part that like cut longer hair. So you wouldn't necessarily have to get it down to trimmer length. Like you could literally just
Oh,
go through.
okay.
It was nuts. I was like, that's sick. So
Yeah.
I don't know how long it lasts, but I was like, that's super cool.
Sometimes I worry about gimmicky stuff, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just old school. Since I travel out a lot, I like all the cordless stuff.
Yeah.
And the
Same.
problem is you get about maybe 9 months out of like the true power of it, and then I feel like you kind
Absolutely.
of fall out. But
Absolutely.
are you a scissors guy too? Like, what kind of scissors do you like?
So that's something that I've kind of been getting more into within the last year. I definitely lean really heavy on my clipper work. I'm a big clipper over comb guy and a big guard guy. I kind of mix both of those. Just because when I was growing up and when I ended up picking what shop I wanted to get my haircut at, it was an old school shop with, the Oster vacuums hanging off the wall, and whatever. And all those guys would just, clipper over comb the whole top of your head without touching scissors. And
Yeah.
so I kind of picked up from that, and some of the other guys I learned from when I first started out. But I've recently found a love for creating shapes with shears. I've had a couple expensive ones. I'm not really a big component of spending, $1,000, $2,000 on some shears. I think you can get really good ones for 600 to 800 bucks, and they'll
Mhm.
treat you just fine as long as you treat them fine. So there's a guy local to Nashville, named Jeff Beckman, and he sells, but he's also got his own brand and he works with some other brands. The ones I have right now are called Above. It's just a Japanese steel shear, and that's pretty much all I run.
Yeah, man, I'm with you. I don't necessarily, and people will argue with us on this all day, man. But I personally don't feel the need to spend a ton of money on gear. I was like this with band gear too.
Yeah,
Like, you don't need expensive stuff to put out good work. It's all
not
about how
at
you
all.
use it, what you do with it. Um,
Absolutely.
I'll do a full haircut with clippers, but I'm also a huge razor guy. I use
Okay.
razors on absolutely everything. Every haircut gets razors. I buy the razors in bulk. Do a clipper over comb and
Yeah.
just pick back at it with the razor. I've been using, I think it's Olivia Garden,
Okay.
just six-inch scissors,
Yeah.
thinners. They
What's
get
your
the job
preferred
done.
What's your preferred length as your
I have a 5.5 and a 6. Sometimes I feel like I get more precision out of the 5.5.
Okay.
You
So
know,
I run in the aboves, I run a 6.5 in my regular shear, and then my texturizer is a 6. I'm about to buy a 5.5 or a
okay.
5 because I borrowed somebody's the other day at work, and I was like, bro, these are amazing for like doing stuff near the forehead, bangs, little pieces, stuff like that. I'm like,
Uh,
that's way easier than bringing around like a ruler to
yeah.
to do that. So yeah.
um, So let me ask you this. Have you worked with any artists? And if you have, who? And if not, who would you want to work with?
Okay. So I do work with quite a few. Being in Nashville, it's Music City, so you're gonna get some of that. You definitely have your like wannabe artists, and you definitely have your like stamped people. Um, some of it's clothing related, and some of it's not. So, clothing wise, I've worked with another stylist named Anastasia and a couple other people with Shabuzi. Not super directly, but kind of like third party. Um, I've also worked with a guy, Matt Madiro. He plays with a band called From Ashes to New.
Oh yeah.
Probably one of the sweetest dudes I've ever met in my life. He's a great guy. Recently, my one of my really good buddies, Dalton Davis, is on the come up right now. I'm gonna put his name out there. He's killing it. He just got signed to MCA and he's doing his thing. But we've worked together a couple times, and then after that, right now, I got another client named Peyton Smith. He's on the come up. He's doing really well. Very, very, very good guy. And then I'll say through doing some clothing work for Warren Ziders and his band, I got connected to a guy named Josh Barker. And out of all the people on the list, Josh Barker is probably my favorite human, like in Nashville. He's the sweetest dude ever. He's kind of branched off. He's doing his own thing now, but he's a great guy.
That's awesome, man. That's what I love about this work, dude. You can take that and you take it anywhere, man. Like we were talking to I don't know, are you familiar with that band Spirit World? I think I sent you a video.
Not super, but it looked sick.
Yeah, cowboy metal guys, man. I
Okay.
walked up and was talking to the merch guy, and he was like, "Look, we come back around, man. We'll talk." And I just
Heck
love that,
yeah.
And it's like I just want to connect people and help each other out.
Absolutely. That's what I lay down with all of those guys too, or try to at least. I'm like, hey man, like I would love to have you back in my chair, and I'm glad that you're happy, whatever. But I'm also like, dude, like if you're looking for this, even if it's not hair related, like if you're looking for this, or this, like let me connect you to the right people because I'm here
Yeah.
for you. Like I'm not trying to get anything from you. Like I just
Yep.
want to help you out.
Dude, the barber chair, we're like the most connected people ever.
Oh yeah,
Like, oh, you
plumbers,
want to, yeah,
electricians, car shops, dentists, like
yeah,
everything.
yeah. You let me know. Like, I collect people's cards. I'm like, look, put your card up on the board.
Yep.
People will write it down. Whatever you need, we got you. Um, so all right, we'll switch gears a little bit. Tell me about your favorite work outfit.
So I probably will get a lot of flack from this from guys who are like, you're gonna destroy your back by age 35. But I literally only wear cowboy boots.
Yeah,
Unless I'm at home, I have cowboy boots on. And I probably will pay for it later, but that's just kind of how I've been for the past 6 years. I haven't worn anything else. Um, I don't know. Every day it's pretty much a variation of the same thing. I think my undefeated
Mhm.
combo is just Canadian tux, man. I just
Yeah.
blue 13 MWZs and a blue Wrangler shirt, and I'm feeling good. Like I'm ready to roll.
Yes, sir. I'm right there with you, man. Do you wear a or do you work with like the fatigue pad behind the
I
chair?
do.
Okay.
Well, no. Here, so I say here at the shop that I'm at with my wife, we do. At the other shop, we don't. It's a really that shop. The other shop that I'm at is sick. It's like pre-Civil War, old time town square, and we've got like an old shop with all the original inside and everything.
Oh wow.
Very sick, but yeah, that's old wood floors.
That's awesome. Yeah, you have to send me do like a little walkthrough of the video or something and
Yeah, of
send that
course.
to me.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I go back and forth on the fatigue mats, man. I honestly like in my studio, I've got one and I feel like it almost hurts me more
Yeah,
versus just standing on the floor.
I feel like so just because it's not. It might be beneficial long term, but I feel like for standing posture, I feel like it's unnatural because you're like walking on like
Yeah,
walking on something. You know what I mean?
squishy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I keep I mean, look, man, I'm 40 years old. I've had inserts in my boots for years.
yeah,
And I was a runner for a long, long time. I'd get up and run anywhere 6 to 9 miles and not even think about it. Go to work and wear my boots. And
right.
that's easy to do in your 20s and early 30s, but now, I need those pillows, baby. I got to I got
Yeah,
to have something in
100%.
there. But I'm with you, man. I'm going to be in my boots, my pants, variation of my pearl snap and my hat every
And
time.
it's gotten to the point now with me where it's like I'll have somebody come in. If somebody catches me on an off day where I've got, some hokas on or something, they'll be like, dude, what are you doing? Like, did you sleep in or like what's going on? So
Yeah.
it's classic now.
Yeah, like I'll pop into the shop, after hours, which is, a weird window of time, and do my wife's hair or something, and we're dressed in sweatpants and hokas and a ball cap, and I got to close the windows, close the door, make sure,
Right.
I got an image to keep here. Let's talk about your so you have another side hustle,
Yep.
your vintage store.
Yes, sir.
When did that start?
So probably around the age of like 15, 14, 15. My mom used to take us to the thrift store just to get, odds and ends and random stuff. And at the time I was playing a lot of travel basketball. I played a lot of AAU and school ball. I was pretty much playing year round. And so I would find cool stuff there that I'd rock to practice or to workouts or whatever. And so I'd always have the homies being like, yo, like, where'd you get that? Like, whatever. And I'd just be like, Goodwill, man. Like,
Yeah.
sorry. And they'd be like, well, eventually, like, they were like, can you get me something like that? And I was like, yeah, bro, like, of course. So that kind of turned into a thing where I was just, finding them stuff and then letting them just pay me what I paid for it or whatever. And then I was like, well, hold on, like, I could probably make a little money off this. And so that gradually grew into like sneakers and stuff like that. And so, you know, 2016, 2019 range, sneakers were huge. So it was a good time to be buying and reselling shoes. So I did that for a while. And then the shoe market kind of went down. I got kind of burnt out. And so it just kind of gradually went over to clothes. And I did like 90s, 2000s stuff for a while, like whatever was trendy, until I really settled down into what I like as my personal style. And then I was like, man, I think I just want to sell like what's true to me. regardless of if it's, extremely profitable. Like, it's going to come off as more genuine, and I'm going to enjoy it way more. So now I kind of primarily focus on Western stuff, denim, military, Americana, biker, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. You would like it out here where I'm at. I sit just outside of DC and it's all military stuff and biker stuff. You get some really
Super
cool
cool.
stuff. Remind me, what's the name of the store?
So it's changed several times. I'm set now. I'm not going to change it again, but it's Denim Desperado.
Denim Desperado. And that's the Instagram handle too?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. That sounds awesome, dude. So we're coming to the end of the line. I've only got a few more questions for you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about clients a little bit. What should clients be looking for when they're looking for a new barbershop or a new barber?
I think it's hard nowadays, man, because it's like, I don't even know how to say this. With the way that TikTok is and with the way that advertising is, a lot of people have really high expectations when it comes to getting a haircut somewhere new. I've noticed, at least around here, that 99% of the kids under the age of like 25 are coming in and they're showing you a TikTok video. That's pretty much what it mostly is, and so their expectations are really high. And so having conversations with them that are like, hey, like, this is enhancements, or hey, like, your hair texture is this and this hair texture is this. I think those conversations are really important. And I think at the end of the day, man, being really, really, even if it comes off as brutally honest sometimes, I think being honest with your clients about what's possible and what's not possible is something that they'll appreciate in the long run, and they'll come back to you. That's worked for me, as far as, just kind of setting them straight sometimes, because sometimes people just don't know what they want either. They just see something that they like the idea of, and we can explain that better. So
Mhm.
will you ask that question one more time so I can finish it?
This might be kind of like along the same lines.
Yeah.
So like what advice would you give to new barbers on client retention?
Um, Rebook is the biggest thing for me. I think that I don't even know why I hesitated. That's been pounded into me forever, but it's super important to rebook your clients. Getting clients is one thing, but when somebody sits in your chair and they have a good experience, the worst thing that you could possibly do is let them walk out the door without having a conversation about, hey man, like, if you don't know your schedule, what's an approximate like time that we can look to see you back here, or when can I get to see you again, or how about we put you something on the books, and if you need to reschedule that, then you can just call me up and we'll reschedule it, but at least you have something there. That's my
Right.
selling point, is like, hey, not everybody knows their schedule. A lot of people are really busy, but I'm like, let's throw you something down. That way we can change it later if need be, but at least you're not high and dry if
Yeah.
things get busy.
What's your turnaround that you're seeing? Is it like 3 weeks?
Um, so I've got some awesome dudes that are like week and a halfers, and
Oh
I
wow.
absolutely love that stuff.
Mhm.
Obviously it's like skin fades and stuff, but yeah, I've got some week and a halfers, and then everybody else is probably 3 to 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And things come up, right? Like we don't necessarily know what's going to happen in 5 weeks, and I have a pretty loose schedule or a loose cancellation policy for myself. I get it. I've got 2 kids and 2 shops and blah blah blah. Things come up.
Yeah, we were talking about this with the cancellation stuff. It's interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of perspectives on it. I think that a lot of people a lot of people charge and a lot of people don't want to charge, and I think both of their reasons are valid. I think you just got to figure out what works for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, to be honest. Yeah, it's like for me, a lot like at my private studio, a lot of those people have been coming to me since day one, and I've
Right.
watched them dating, get married, get divorced, married
And so it'd
again,
be super hard to be
have
like, hey,
kids.
bro, showed me like charge. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Like,
I
sorry,
feel
brother. All right. So this kind of brings us to the end of the road. Do you have anything coming up? You got a trade show? Are you working for anybody at a band or anything you want to shout out real quick?
Uh, nothing really. I mean, I've got a small pop up in Germantown. It's a Christmas party. It's right a
Okay.
little bit outside of downtown Nashville. That's on December 11th.
Okay.
It's a ticketed event, so you'll have to buy tickets to get in. But Other than that, nothing much, man. I just want to, I mean, continually thankful for all the homies, thankful for you, thankful for Miller, and thankful for all the guys that we've gotten together in the last couple weeks. That's been super cool. And if this gets out to him, super thankful for Josh Barker. He's the homie, and Peyton Smith and Dalton Davis. I mean, it's they're some good dudes.
Yeah, man, we've had a really good time in that little group chat. That's been fun.
It has been. It has been.
Hey, give me the time, date, and location of that pop up one more time.
It is December 11th at Mother's Ruin in Germantown, like Nashville area, and I believe it's 8 or 9 p.m. I'm not 100% sure. It's one of the two.
Okay,
But
and
it'll be posted on my Denim Desperado page on Instagram.
okay, so you're gonna have a pop up there with Denim Desperado.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet, man. And we can buy tickets through that Instagram.
You should be able to get them through Mother's Ruin's Instagram. It should be Mother's Ruin Nashville on Instagram.
Cool. That sounds good. I'm going to end this, but stay on the line with me for just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Sir, I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming to hang out. And we can do a round two some other time.
Dude, I would love to. Absolutely.
All right, my friend. Thank you.
Yes, sir.